Last time you saw the Forester, I did some crappy kind of exhaust video on where I repaired the exhaust, but not the best way to do it. Today I'm going to try my hand at welding, which I think maybe if you've seen my channel before, we all know I'm not very good at. So my plan is to weld on some new pipe on the exhaust where it was broken before and take that terribly horrible rigged clamp exhaust system off and put the new one on. We are now back up on the quick jacks, a familiar sight if you remember when I pulled the motor to do a whole bunch of stuff to this. And this makes it a lot easier to work under here, especially since I'm going to have to weld under there too, or at least tack. And I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to enter from the back side, pause, and then see where I get from there. If you didn't tune in last time, this is what I was talking about. Doing one of those fixes there, and then one by the cat. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these now, and then see if the pipe that I bought fits over the exhaust pipe itself. So I took the clamp thing off, and now I've got to measure the gap. The gap will be between here and there, which, God, that was so fucking cringy to me. It looks just to be slightly over 3-inch. So, remember that everyone's familiar with. This coupler almost fits over here perfectly, but it's just a little too short, and I don't want to put extra stress on the exhaust system. I'd have it a little bit longer and a little bit more playroom, wouldn't we all? So what I'm going to do is this piece here, I'm going to fit over here and then cut probably about 1 inch off of it. So I'll just have this, you'll see. It is with an uneducated guess that I used the scientific method to figure that this should be cut about 1 inch in so it can fit into the other coupler. This will fit on the existing part of the pipe. Another coupler will fit on the other part of the pipe with enough wiggle room to really, when I mess up all my tack welds, give me some safe room there. So now it's time to cut this off, which I'm sure is going to be perfectly straight. There we go. What do you know? Perfectly well-rounded, 1-inch cut, completely even on all sides. Hot. So now I just have to clean this up and then go take some more fun measurements. Okay, so my unscientific method guess worked perfectly. That fits great. I just cleaned it up a little bit, so I'm going to tack weld it where it is. And then I'm going to move down over to the front by the catalytic converter and then get that mess all untangled. So again, using another non-scientific, uneducated guess, determined I have to cut this in half and cut a 2-inch piece of pipe. That way, because 2 of these connectors, there's only a total of about 5 inches of space here. This is 4 inches. So if I get a piece of pipe that's 2 inches in there and then push this to the ends, I can weld that to that piece of pipe that's in the inside, if that makes any sense so far. And then just weld this to where the catalytic converter is, and then this to where the resonator is. And that should be it for that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. I'm sure it'll be crooked as always. Cut the other piece of pipe, cut another 2 inches off of this, slap her in the middle, and then Bob's your uncle. Break time. What?
That's so funny. Oh shit.
Back is tacked. Now it's time to tack all this in place. Hot sparks. I cannot wait. Hot sparks. Hot sparks. So I've taken the exhaust out up to the cat. I was going to drop the headers and do everything all in one go, but I realized having one big piece and trying to fight with it, getting it back under the car would be a nightmare. So I'm going to just weld as much of this onto the cat as I can and then just clamp it. Hopefully that holds up. But yeah, so these are my booger welds. I got a buddy who does it on the cheap, you understand? However, like Abe says, grinders and paint make me the welder I ain't. But that's the thing. I am a welder. I'm a damn good flux core welder. Hit me up if you're in the area and you need a, custom exhaust manifold, anything made, and you're getting nothing but the best. Yeah, look at this. You can't even tell just how bad my welds are. I mean how good they were. Which is a shame because they were probably the most beautiful weld you'd ever seen. Dimes stacked upon dimes, stacked upon dimes. You would probably think a robot did it, but it was just me. Me and the old flux core. So I ended up covering all this stuff up. Not because it looks bad, because it doesn't, with this JB Weld muffler weld stuff that Stove had lying around, and I figured, although I trust my welds and I'm sure they're perfect in every way, I didn't want any more gaps and exhaust leak sounds, so as an added layer of security, that's all I did. And now it is time, go ahead and put it up underneath the car. Then I get to tack weld, or try to weld as best I can, the rest of that piece to the catalytic converter, and then probably use my friend over here to try to get some more of that seal perfectly on there. And what I'll do after is put a clamp on, you'll see what that looks like, and maybe I can be out of here in a couple hours. Time to go home, unfortunately, because the weekend has just ended. It is a Sunday, and hopefully my exhaust won't be so embarrassing anymore. Hot tub time. Well, the whole exhaust is back on, all the way down to there. Held on pretty solidly. I went ahead and professionally welded this all up. Not even one gap you could see. Perfectly stacked dimes there. Clamped it for security, just for aesthetic reasons only. So now I'm going to just goop up the rest of that, let it sit for an hour, and then I'll show you how it sounds. Well, the goop is curing. I'm going to go ahead and put on some new wiper blades on my perfectly pristine windshield. Been curing for about an hour, so I'm going to start it up, back out, and see how it sounds. Wow, that's much quieter. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. Way better than I thought it was going to be, so it's a lot quieter. Still have an exhaust leak at the header somewhere. That'll be taken care of when I get my new headers in, I don't know, maybe sometime in August or whenever this one falls off. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you don't have to do this on your car. I wouldn't recommend it. Anybody do this. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend, and remember, as always, keep it foul.